I remember when I went over to Japan, I wasn't even there for cars. Just going about my day, I remember seeing a drift event happen. Very naturally in like some parking lot, a bunch of spectators, and very openly celebrated. And I remember it invoked something back in me where it was like, oh yeah, cars are a thing. I forgot about that for a second. The first time I even got in a car, I remember with my godfather sitting on his lap at like 5 or 6 and learning how to steer a car. And then around 10, he had me in the car, like learning how to drive back roads. My godfather worked as a flagger at Watkins Glen during the 70s when F1 was still up there. So he was very involved in that as well as grassroots racing back in the day. He would teach me how to take lines, what lines meant, different apexes, how to brake in the corners, the best way to drive. And that really stayed with me. My family's from Hong Kong and Macau. They started immigrating back in like the early 70s. And I had 10 different uncles and aunts just on my father's side. And they were all into a wide range from Japanese cars to German cars. I had uncles that worked as mechanics. One of my first cars was a 3000 GT that my uncle actually gave me. Most immigrant mindsets, it's like you don't waste what you have, you gotta be thankful for what you do have and make the best of what you have. If you can fix it, it's not broken. Nothing is completely deteriorated till it's really deteriorated. This car, when I first got it, it was in rough condition. It was kind of rusted out. The engine needed work. It didn't look like this, and it didn't have to be the end of its life. So I kind of thought, like, you know, with some hard work, elbow grease and stuff, you could bring it back. And it took a while, but it's running for the most part now. So. When you're a teenager and you really want something, I just really wanted my license. And I remember 16, you can get your license anywhere outside New York City. So I went upstate to where my godfather lived. That was the time when tuner culture was just a rage and everywhere. Hot import nights going off, and you could come outside and it wasn't weird to see JDM cars with body kits and liveries roaring down the streets. It'd be really nice and normal and like normalized. And cars back then just had so much character. It told a story, it told your story, it resonated with you in a way where you could choose whatever car, make it and build it however way you wanted. And for the most part, it was a true representation of who you actually were. And that was great. No one was gonna really shit on you for it, and you can kind of enjoy the things that you like the way that you liked. When I came back to the States, I wasn't really thinking about cars yet either, like not in this sense. I was looking around at new cars. Nothing out there really enticed me. That's when I started thinking about what cars did I like as a teenager? What did I really want as a teen? And then I remember this car. And I started doing like my research, and I ended up finding out like, whoa, it's a mid-engine car with the same 4AG engine, or this one with the 4AG ZE engine, as like the A86s that everyone loves, except they flipped it and engine's in the back, and it's got better grip and better handling than a A86. I found one that was pretty cheap in Pennsylvania that was the ZE model in this original color, and then I went out there and I bought it. I remember renting a car, driving out there, waiting overnight pretty much for AAA to come out and pick up the car to bring back to New York, and then frantically trying to find a shop to take the car in to do the work that I need to do, which was just get the rust out of it first, and it went from there. my 1989 Toyota MR2. It's actually built and tuned by Ralphie over at DRT Racing. And if you don't know who Ralphie is this OG from back in like the 90s that used to race up at Hunts Point that they wrote this article about in The Source, and they named him Racer X. And then they took that whole article and made that into now the Fast and Furious franchise. We took the original 4AGZ, we ended up rebuilding it, forging it completely, boring it out to a 1.8 liter now. We put a bigger pulley on it so it gets about 14 pounds of boost on it. HKS cam gears, billet pulleys, bigger intercooler. I run a Max ECU Sport that allows me to have Bluetooth access to it. All the suspension on this, it runs on BC coilovers. It's got Techno-Toy tuning control arms on there, as well as adjustable tow rods and trailing arms, tension rods, polyurethane bushings all around. We put some gram lights on here, CR57s, a lightweight flywheel on there, as well as a stage 2 XZE clutch. It still has its OEM diff in there. We have a torsion diff that needs to get put in, as well as some other safety features for the car. We also have the Fujibo Cat Delete, the bigger 3-inch mid-pipe we have to the Fujibo exhaust. Growing up, having a car in New York was such a you made it kind of thing. You get a car and it's like you're almost somebody, and that's kind of cool. I did not go to Asia for cars at all. I was there on a self-discovering journey. Working in the design culture out there kind of opened me up to looking at things differently and trying to find different solutions to things. I ended up getting a position out over in Kanagawa. I had coworkers that would bring me out to Daikoku. The drive out there, you're just like on a normal highway, and as you get closer to Daikoku, PA, you start seeing cars coming one at a time from like different angles, different type of cars, till you get to the actual parking lot, and it's just like this massive meet of cars. It felt like a party when you're out there. You would go out, you'd have DJs there, different kind of cars from every make and model. Everyone was just kind of out there to have a good time. And I kind of wanted to recreate that. That was the inspiration. It was just pretty much, I came back from living overseas, and then I wanted to come out to car meets, and when I started coming out to car meets, I noticed that it was one car specific, maybe all Civics, maybe 350s, or all like Gs, or all BMWs. And once in a while, you'll have these meets that have a variety of everything, but it was like a rarity, and it's only if you knew who to talk to, you might be able to get to that meet. It's just very exclusive. And I thought, like, why? Like, why can't it just have a chill vibe, everyone come out, and you get to see a variety of cars out, to see the different types of cars and culture here in New York City. Everyone that comes out to these things has the same mentality, and just like, they want to have a good time, no issues, see cool cars, and that's so far what it's been. As you get older, it's harder to make friends, but Daikoku ends up being a place where you're coming out to where it's not focused on you directly. You have this kind of buffer with your car or something, and that ends up being a lot easier of a platform for people to kind of talk and connect with each other. I use Daikoku as a focus as opposed to like me being the face, because there doesn't need to be a face for Daikoku. It's just a community, which is kind of nice.
All right, everybody get in your cars. Get ready to leave. We're going to leave by make.
So Nissans, Hondas, you're going to be leaving with all the right-hand drive cars. I think about community, my family is like a giant community in itself. There's gotta be like close to 200 of us here in New York, and we all get together. And it was always that mentality that you help one another as you come over as immigrants. And that's kind of why you come into like a Daikoku thing and you're part of the community. Everyone is super helpful. I'm ready to help whoever as long as they're like about the same morals and ethics that I am.
Who could imagine that New York City would allow this? This is cool. This is why I do it. It's like stuff like this that excites me as an enthusiast and what I feel like other enthusiasts might come out and see and want to enjoy.
I find that over the last year that I've been doing this, or almost 2 years now, a lot of people have made a lot of friends, and now they have this whole community that they can go to and kind of be around and stuff and find a place to be, I guess. It went from what happened to the meets, I want to see more variation, to this bigger than me community that is like inclusive of all, and it ends up being a really cool place for you to just kind of come and feel secure at with like whatever build that you have. And I guess at the end of the day, that's kind of all anyone is kind of trying to do, is find a place to be with their car. So